selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.
Welcome to the IPA Champions Cup, live on Sporty Stuff TV.
Well, a very, very good evening and welcome to Event 1 final night, and it's day 9, and what a Champions Cup, Sporty Stuff TV. Going to hand you over now to my old mate here, Mark Pickworth. Mark, what a night we've got in store tonight first.
We have, and what an incredible night we had last night. Firstly, the drama that we had towards the end. One minute Dan Davies out, and Andy Crosdale's through. The next minute, the White's gone in. Dan Davies just cleared up, and all of a sudden he's gone through when Tom Barley had already gone through as well. But what an incredible amount of drama. I'm sure we're going to get plenty more of that again tonight. It is going to be. You've got to make sure you tune in and watch every one of these matches.
Bit of pressure tonight, $4,000 for the winner tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's guaranteed $4,000. There's only going to be allowed to be one winner tonight to get into that grand final on March the 20th. But who is going to be the first one to make that final with these 4 players?
Not a bad pay night tonight, $4,000 for about an hour and 20 minutes, I should imagine, isn't it? That's what you get the money for. But let's look at our players tonight. We've got 4 of the best in the game, aren't they, Mark?
Yeah, and they've definitely been the best in this tournament without a shadow. Liam Dunster, he's always thereabouts all the time. Liam Dunster, the world #1. Corey Rees, we've already seen him play Liam Dunster already in the semi-final group stage where they drew 3-3, and they're going to have to play each other again tonight. Dan Davey with that dramatic last treble action last night was incredible. And then Tom Barley, the banger. He upset a few bookies last night, probably you as well, but he deserves to be in this final. The way he plays his game, the way that this format seems to suit him, I keep saying it, but has he now just had a great run in this tournament, and now is it just going to come to the end?
Well, you would know. You're a pool professional. You know, you've been at the game a long time, and but all the punters today, they've all gone for one person and one person only. You know, that's going to be the world's #1, Liam. One of our betting partners put up 6-1 Liam to win every match. Well, he's only playing 3 matches this evening, to win all these 3 matches 6-1. They put him in at 5-4, went up to 6-4. He's now about an even money chance. Liam Duster's a win, but we've got the odds here, 5-4, that Event 1 winner. I think that's disappeared. You'll have to be a magician to get that now. All the money's been to Liam. I think you'll be lucky to get evens, 11-10 in a place as I'm talking to you. Corey Rees, 2-1. I've seen bigger that one, Mark. Corey Rees seen as big as 11-4, Corey. Dan Davies, 7-2. What he done last night, he could be a big price, 7-2. I know you've got something up your sleeve to tell us about Dan Davies as well. And Tom Barley, 13-2. Well, look at Tom, you know, he's a good front runner, Tom, isn't he, Mark? And if he comes out, you know, match 1 banging away there, the ball's early, I think Tom's got a big chance as well. But a great night of pool, isn't it, this evening?
Yeah, and just a little bit more on Tom there. If he does come out and he just plays consistently throughout the night, it'll be hard to stop. But if he has the silent bit in the middle, he'll get punished by these other 3 players, and he can't afford that tonight.
No, it's got to be 100% commitment all the time. Liam Dunster, what more can we say about Liam?
Well, the world #1, he's unbeaten in this tournament through these 6 group stage matches. The only points he's dropped is Corey Rees in that 3-3 there, look. He's only played 27 frames and he's only dropped 4 frames. It's an incredible record and the best that's been in Event 1. So that's why he is the #1.
Yeah.
But some of his records here, they are formidable. I mean, that win-lose sort of record there, he's only lost 1 and drawn 1. But that 2021 percentage, 72%, there isn't a professional player better than that currently. And then 70% on the career. They're incredible figures. And that is why they've probably backed him at the bookies, because of that form. But he also wins a lot of titles. And that is another reason why they're backing him. But there's no way that this is just a 1-horse race, this is. I just think, again, you bookies have probably got it wrong. It should be a little bit tighter because there's a lot of things that can happen on that table. These race to 4s, 3-3 draw in play, anything can happen.
The draw is a big runner, isn't it, Mark? And Corey Reese, who again, the other night, he absolutely played so well, and he got a 3-3 draw with Liam, didn't he? But look at him here, Corey. His first match, 4-1 against Alex O'Donoghue. Then he went 4-2 against Chrissy Kingham. 4-0, that against Clint Hanson was unbelievable, 4-0.
Number 5 seed Clint.
Clint was big odds on that match to win as well. Then 4-1 against Dean Shields. You know what Dean Shields can play. Connor Treacy, 4-0 against Connor Treacy that night. And Liam Dunster there, 3-3. Looking at form, Corey Reese could be the form man, couldn't he, Mark?
Yeah, he easily could, very easily could. And again, I just think this format suits him. I mean, look at his win-lose there, exactly the same as Liam Dunster, number 13 in the rankings. He's only lost one and drawn one, and that's 61% in 2021. Probably says he's a little bit out of form, but I can tell you now, this boy is not out of form. And I'll tell you another thing about Corey Reese. He will definitely be in the top 8 of the professional rankings this year. Without a shadow. I'm going to eat my words on TV if Corey Reese isn't in the top 8.
Oh, you for it tonight, aren't you, mate? Eat my words tonight.
I'm trying to defend all the players. I know you try and defend the bookies. I defend the players. That's how we are. That's
what we're here for. And how about Dan Davey? You can't defend Dan after last night. What he'd done last night, he showed everyone what he could do, didn't he?
He did.
And one of our fellow commentators as well here on Sporty.
Yeah, well, I was expecting him to be working tonight, but instead he's got other ideas and he wants to be playing for that spot in the grand final, and credit to him. And again, not a bad record. He's already lost one, and we've mentioned that already. Tom Barley, if he comes out the blocks with a fire starter, honestly, he will fly. And that 4-0 loss is his only loss. Yes, he's drawn against Craig Brown, but it's not a bad record. But that 4-2 win against Andy Crosdale last night was incredible. And anybody not seen it, you need to watch that back on YouTube. It's an incredible final.
Look, watch it a million times, I think, eh?
Oh, absolutely, Rod, yeah. I mean, but look at some of his form here. This really says that he's out of form. He's ranked number 11, double D, that win-lose record there. He's only got 5 wins in his last 10, 47% in 2021, 52% in his career. Compare that to Liam Dunster, there's no comparison. But I have got some more stats that will hopefully just level them up.
I think that nickname's wrong, double D. It should be called Treble D after last night.
Oh, yeah, that's treble.
How he got that winning shot last night. That was
be
unbelievable.
Remembered for years in the
so it's not double D, it's Treble D now from now on.
It was. And
Tommy Barley, what are we going to do about Tom? Outsider of the party, 13-2, but we think he's too big.
Oh, definitely. And we just know what he's capable of. But we also know he's also capable of making a few errors here and there, and them errors will get punished here tonight. But he's had 2 draws and 1 loss. But some of the wins he's had, that Dan Davey win, the Mark Boyle draw, and even in that first stage he got through. There's some quality amateur players there and professional players, and he's come through it, and he's here in the final. He's now got a chance of getting into the grand final, and them odds that the bookies have given him are extraordinary.
And then what you're talking about tonight, he can win $4 grand, but if he's invited, if he wins tonight, he goes into the grand final, and then the $4 grand becomes 10 grand, doesn't it?
If he wins the final grand final, yeah, he's got a chance of winning 10,000 smackaroos.
And Tom's form lately, has he been playing?
Well, he's ranked 29. His win-lose record's not too bad. It's okay. He's, the 4 wins out of 10. It's not bad, but that win percentage, that's important. 62% in 2021 and 66% in his career. That's better than Dan Davis.
Big, isn't it?
But one thing that we always talk about in pool is the break is very important. And one of the stats that I'm going to give to you now about Dan Davey is incredible. He has had 10 break and clearances in 14 frames. It's unbelievable. He's got an 81% pot success off his break. And if he continues with them figures, there's only going to be one winner on that table
so
tonight.
when you're telling us about stats at 81, 61%, for the viewers back home, what do you actually mean by that? So when he actually does his first shot and he breaks off,
he's going to more likely going to be potting a ball off the break.
Right.
So that'll then give him he's going to be in control then, and he's cleared up 10 times off his breaks
without the other chap
coming to the table. And when you compare him to the number 1, who's Liam Dunster, who's only had 3 break and dishes in 27 frames, and he's only got a 62% success record off the break. When he pots off the break, it's incredible, and that's going to be a massive advantage for Dan Davey. He's got used to this table. Now, it'll be interesting to see if Liam Dunster starts breaking head on, because he's the cut breaker, and I just think it's a bit of a safety little. I don't know. He just trying to play it safe. I think he needs to go attacking, go for the head ball. That's what Dan Davey does, and it's working for him. The figures talk the truth.
It's not Halloween tonight, you know. You're trying to frighten all the punters back home who's took 5-4 Liam Dunster. You're trying to scare us before the competition starts. Anyway, let's go on to match 1 here. And again, Corey Reese, they go 8-11 to beat Tom Barley. Tom Barley 11-4 and a bit of 5-2 to draw. Corey Reese 8-11 against Tom Barley. I think that's miles too short.
Miles too short once again. And, you know, Corey Reese, yes, he's already got that 1 win over Tom Barley, 7 frames to 3. But this is a different format. This suits Tom Barley's game. And I'll tell you what, this is going to go close. I think every match is probably going to be close. I can't see any 4-0s tonight.
No.
Can't see any.
Said that last night, we weren't there. Match 2 as well, we've got coming up, Liam Dunster, Dan Davey. Well, this should be top of the bill, I think. I don't know about match 2 tonight. Well, it's Liam Dunster against Dan Davey. Well, what can we say?
I mean, look at the previous matches. They're at 1-1 match each. 7-5 to Liam and 7-2 to Dan Davey. There is not a lot in it between these two. Is this going to be an important match towards who's going to be getting through to the final?
Liam Dunster is even money to win it. And Dan Davey, just looking at my odds here, 5-2 and 5-2 to draw. So maybe Liam, too short there, even money. But don't forget all the money today from the betting partners. They're all reporting bets of a monkey. £500, £400, £300 are going on Dunster. We've got the match odds here for all the matches. Just give me one match what you think is the value there, Mark. Just one match.
I like Tom Barley against Liam Dunster that last match. I just think he's got
4-1.
He's got nothing to lose. Tom Barley's got nothing to lose. He knows he's the outsider tonight, and if he triggers, he will trigger on to get the win.
So you think that's the value? Late night drama.
I need to see Liam Dunster really push out of the boat a little bit and go for a few gambles. You know, just play, because in these short races you don't get a chance to, you know, steady yourself into the match. You've got to start off running, and Tom does that.
Yeah, well, he's a legend, isn't he, Liam? And talking of legends, let's hand over to our referee this evening, North East finest, Mr. Brian Moss. Take it away, Brian.
Champions Cup Event 1, Stage 3 match, best of 6 frames. First frame, Corey Reese to break. Time running.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you are settled, ready for the action tonight in what promises to be a fantastic conclusion to this first event of this 3-staged Champions Cup for 2022. And Corey Reese gets the action underway. And, you know, there's some big matches in this final group. You know, they're all great plays, but this first match, I think, is an absolute blockbuster. Both of these guys are in fantastic form. Both really fluent around the table, particularly Tom. You know, once he gets into flow, we've seen him on the couple of nights that he's qualified that he's as quick as anybody in the game. And Jibs, Corey Reese, he's a little bit more methodical, but you can't be too methodical on a 30-second shot clock. But, you know, he's been pretty clinical in this event as well, and hence they're getting tonight's final underway. I'm Kev Barton, and I'm delighted to be joined by our main man who's just hot-footed it from the betting office after all that stats and information that he's just been giving to you all there. Mark, welcome to the Comsbot, Mark. It's just going to be a fantastic night of pool, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And as I said in the betting office there, Tom Barley's got to cut out these mistakes that he was producing right in the middle of these matches. And he's got to cut them out, otherwise he'll be out of this tournament. And straight away, we see him miss a pot in the top corner there. But all these matches, as you said, Kevin, they're all blockbusters. These are the 4 best players that have played in this Champions Cup this year, and these guys are in form. And it's going to be some matches to watch.
It certainly is. So wherever you are, wherever you're watching, I hope you're nice and comfy, because it could be a late one. And so first first opportunity in this frame. You know, both players obviously bound to be nervous. They all know the
10
importance
seconds.
of this first match. Neither of them wants to lose, because, you know, as we've seen throughout this tournament, if you lose your first match, you are absolutely up against it to qualify, let alone win. And, you know, they all want to win this tonight. So, you know, they'll probably settle for a draw, you know, worst case, but they just must not
10
lose,
seconds.
because that will really, you know, it's out of their hands then, and they'll be just preying on all the other results going their way to have any chance. So they want to keep it in their own hands, of course. And how's it going to unfold? But I think one thing's for certain, there's going to be a few twists and turns along the way.
Yeah, there will. I mean, I cannot see any of these players winning all 3 matches
10
here
seconds.
tonight. That's going to take some incredible performance. I mean, all of them are capable of winning all 3 matches, but is it going to happen on the night in these settings, in this studio arena, under this pressure, trying to get a place in the grand final? That's going to take some doing. It really is.
Yeah, they can see the trophy as they walk past the table every time. It's there, glistening in the lights.
10 seconds.
And that's what they want on their mantelpiece come March the 20th. And it's business as usual after the first shot from Corey, which he was a tricky little opener, which he missed, but Tom couldn't punish him. And now this is a pretty good chance to get the first frame on the board, settle those nerves, and put the pressure right back onto Tom. And that's job done for Corey Rees. First blood to him in this best of 6 race to 4, whichever way you want to phrase it. They won't be playing any more than 6 frames. The target is 4 to get those 2 points, get their final campaign underway. So first frame to Corey. Can Tom respond?
Yeah, well, he needs to get that miss out of his mind already. It was a pretty simple one, and Tom will be a bit disappointed. Normally he's quick out the blocks, Tom is, and he needs to be quick out the blocks again, because once Corey Rees gets ahead, he'll just keep on going.
Tom with a pretty decent break.
Frame 2.
Not one of the top.
Tom Barley to break.
He's
Trailing 1
clearing
20-0.
one in every 4 on his break. Breaking and dishing, 1 in every 4, which is okay. If he keeps breaking like that, he'll certainly improve that percentage.
Yeah, he certainly will. And I mean, Tom's not got the cleanest white ball off his break, not like some of the top boys. And sooner or later, Tom, just probably with another year, maybe 18 months, a bit more experience in these pro ranks, and he'll be breaking in definitely into the top 16.
Oh, he certainly. I mean, both of these guys, you know, both relatively young, certainly compared to us. And, you know, these guys are going to be around, and we're going to see them really mature as players and be competing for titles over the next 5-10 years.
Yeah, definitely. Great point there. But Tom Barley, these are the chances he's got to be taking, especially at this level and at this stage of really this Champions Cup. These are ones he's got to take.
Yeah, his first positional shot. I think he just got caught a little bit in 2 minds of the shot he wanted to play, and he ended up achieving neither. But he did have a plan B. But like you say, these are the kind of chances that you just cannot let go.
No, and I think he'll be quite happy with finding that gap in between the yellow and the black there. I don't think this is the way that he's played, not to play that gap anyway. But he looks in perfect position now.
Just a little bit of extra adrenaline in that one. Just stunned the white across a little bit further than he planned. was a nice double kiss off the yellow. That couldn't have worked out any better. That could have gone really nasty.
Yeah, if that's clipped that yellow sort of quarter ball, that's tripled him down to the middle pocket, and he would have been snookered. But this black, this is tricky. This is nervy. If he misses this, he knows he's 2-0 down. This is a must.
Oh, he used all the pocket there, but it was all there to use, so why not use it? And great response there from Tom. It wasn't conventional, but he got the job done, and he's tied things up at 1-1.
Yeah, he did. And I mean, he's gone out of position 3 times in that clearance, but he's still got him. He looks really focused there, though. You can just see him just behind Brian Moss there as he's racking up the balls. Just having a little think to himself, and he knows he's capable.
Yeah, he's certainly very, very talented. To me, he looks very nervous. I know he's got that dish under his belt. He's twitching about. He's touching his shoes. He's little touch of the face, and you know, he's certainly of the two. Corey looks the lot calmest.
Frame 3.
The calmest of the two of them.
Corey reached the break. Scores tied at 1 frame all. Time running.
Tom Kay, don't know how to say it. His hands are touching, and then he'll be on his legs in a minute, probably.
Yeah, and as I said in the opening of the show there, Kevin, I think a lot of this is going to be decided on the break tonight. And if Corey Rees, we know Corey Rees is probably one of the best breakers in the game, but looking at that one, he didn't really get hold of that. That weren't really the best example of Corey's break, this one. But it just left it tricky. I mean, there's a red ball over the left centre, but them 2 balls and that just above that baulk line, they're going to need developing. I mean, reds are definitely the balls, but when he takes his red away in the left centre, he's going to take some getting to trying to get that dislodged out.
Yeah, looking at the table, all the reds go just apart from that one. So if you can manufacture a way to develop that red, then could turn this into a pretty good chance. Potentially attack it now. He could put this one into the bottom left corner and screw that white up. I think he's got a bit of angle. Has he got enough angle?
No, he obviously didn't have an angle. I mean, he's going to have an angle on this one in the top right now. But the problem with this, if he hits this thick, he's going to be stuck behind it. Going to need a bit of luck. Oh, he's played that really well. Really controlled cannon.
It's not all good news though. He's got the wrong angle to get from this red to the one over the right centre, which is his preferred route. He needs that white to get more over to the left-hand side. He's still got the same problem.
Yeah, he's going to have to take this up into the top right-hand corner. I don't think he's got any other options here. I'm not sure what angle he's got on this in the top left. But how hard is this pot? Especially to take the lead against Corey Rees. And even that white ball, he's going to have to sort of navigate that. Could he play it off the jaw? I mean, playing this, even if he plays this with a tracer side, it makes the pot even harder.
Biggest shot of the match coming up. And he's nailed it, but he's run out of position on the black. Has he got a double? Can he clip it back? I think he's going for the clip.
The double, I think.
It is the double. Just didn't quite hit it hard enough. The black just slid off that cushion. There's one thing about Tom, he's certainly no holds barred. You know, he's not taking a backward step, and you know, if he doesn't win tonight, it won't be for lack of trying. That's for certain.
No, definitely not. And I think all the players, you know, this is the 3rd time now that they've come to this arena playing all these matches, And I think they've worked out for themselves. They can't hold back. There's no negative play. They've got to go out for the shots. And that's why I think Tom's play really suits this format.
And that was a great developing shot there from Corey. And now all those yellows are there for the taking. And we just shows that, you know, it's a matter of fractions sometimes, this game. You know, if that white had been, you know, 3 or 4 inches just to the further left, you would have had the perfect angle and it would have all been pretty plain sailing. But it didn't quite work out that way.
10 seconds.
Now it's Corey who's got a great opportunity to get to frame 2, to take a 2-1 lead. And it's quite a big lead, isn't it, in a race to 4?
Yeah, it is. It's really important, because then you know you're only 1 frame away from getting at least a point. And both these players, they will not want to lose this first match. If they do, they know they're in trouble.
And Dan Davey was 2-1 down last night, and we all know what happened then. You just never know at this game. That's the beauty of it. That's why it's so exciting, why it's great to watch. Just when you think you know what's going to happen, somebody tears the script up and crazy things start to happen.
Extension, please.
Yeah, and this is looking like, obviously, another dry break from Corey Reese. And, no, sorry, a dry break from Corey Reese, and Tom hasn't punished him.
To be fair, it was a good effort from Tom. You know, he worked his route out to develop his awkward red. Came out nice, but just the white was just fractions the wrong side for him to make it an easy out.
Yeah, but that all came from pretty much that third to last red, where he didn't get position on that one in the top left-hand corner, and not getting position on the one in the middle was crucial, and that's cost him that frame.
So Corey Reese, halfway to the magical figure of 4, 2/3 of the way to not so bad figure of 3. So we're feeling the better of the two, but Tom, I don't think the last frame was about nerves. He was playing good shots, just didn't quite work out. It happens. So I think he certainly looks a lot more settled than his first shot of the match, where he missed a dolly.
Frame 4. Tom Barley to break, trailing 2 frames to 1. Time running.
So it was a break and dish the last frame from Tom. The exact opposite this time. The sound of silence. And, well, I think you might fancy those reds, Mark.
Yeah, I think we'll both get these.
Extension,
Definitely. These are absolute dreams.
But it's all about coping with the pressure of the situation, the pressure of knowing for Corey, if he gets this, he's guaranteed a point with a chance of 2. And anyone that gets 2 points are just gonna be feeling so good and puts them in such a good position. I think you alluded to it early, Mark. There could be 1 or 2 draws tonight. So if that is the case, anyone that can squeeze out a win, they're going to be in a pretty good position come match 6 tonight.
Yeah, and this steady pace here of Corey Rees. He's just sort of showing Tom they've definitely got two sort of different contrastive styles. I mean, when Tom Barley thinks, that's probably his worst part of his career in pool, when he starts thinking. He just needs to be his normal self and just go around the table and just pot him off lampshades.
He's misjudged that one. First real error of the match from Corey. He didn't judge the side off 2 cushions there. Needed to get more spin.
Time out.
And that looks like a total snooker.
Total snooker. Time running.
Tom Barley's BPMs just go up a couple of notches. You might be thinking he's going to get a chance here.
10 seconds.
Yeah, and that's a really poor error there from Corey Rees. What can he pull out here? What a shot this is. Brilliant shot here from Corey Rees. Just on and off the cushion, and he's potted that red ball over the pocket, and he's back in prime position. Just when we thought there was going to be a bit of a twist or a turn, Corey Rees produces some magic.
Yeah, what must Tom have been thinking then? He goes from one extreme to the other, thinking, I might have a chance here, to seeing Corey pull out a piece of magic. Into thinking, well, could be 3-1 down. That is the brutality of this game. The emotions, the reality can change so quick.
I'm just looking at this angle he's got here. I mean,
10 seconds.
A little bit more of an angle than he wanted. Is he going to have to come off this side cushion and back across? He is. That's the pace like. It's not bad. He might have the yellow bit. The yellow might just cause him a little bit of problem. But this black to get to 3, guaranteed a point. As you can see that hampered cue in. But
Frame.
Corey Rees is up to the challenge and 3-1 ahead. Is there any way back for Tom Barley? We're going to have to wait and find out. I mean, anything can happen in these race to 4s, best of 6s. Tom's not out of this yet. He's going to have to produce some magic. And it's all about timing in these matches, isn't it, Kevin? If you just get them things at the right time, as you've just seen, just come off the cushion, potted that red over the pocket, that is timing.
It is, and you know, we talk about the fine margins of this game, and there you go. Great to see a bit of emotion there from Corey when he pulled that magical shot out. It shows how much it means to him. You know, these guys are looking for their first major IPA titles, and you know,
Frame 5.
what a great one to have on your CV if you can
leading 3 frames
say you're
to
the
1.
Champions Cup winner for 2022.
Yeah, it is. There's only been 2 winners of this tournament so far. Out of 3 years, Liam Dunster's won it twice, and Gareth Hibbert, who won it last year, beat Mark Ball in the absolute thrilling final. Oh, good break there from Corey. I can't see him ever taking reds on.
Extension, please.
He's just going to have to just get onto these yellows, and the only yellow he's got a problem with is that one just above that left centre. But even that looks doubling. But he's going to have to do something with it. But he don't like this opening shot. That's why he's took his extension. Each player gets a 30-second extension per frame.
Ten seconds.
For the harder one of the 2 balls. But he's held the position lovely. He's obviously just working out now how he's going to get that yellow off, or at least leave it for a double.
10 seconds.
Even if Tom comes back to the table, if Corey does seem to miss, and he has missed that cannon into the yellow. But these reds, if Tom does ever get back to the table, they're not going to be very easy. But Tom will just love a chance.
He would. It's one of the loneliest places in the world, being sat in your chair just watching your opponent mop up.
10 seconds.
And will Corey try and move it with this shot? Oh, yes, played to perfection. That could be the final nail in this match for Tom. And that is going to put a major dent in his hopes to qualify for the grand final. But still time for him.
10 seconds.
This match may be out of his grasp now. But he's going to have to beat Dan Davey and Liam Dunster comfortably to have any chance. And alternatively, a great start for Corey Rees. Dream start for Corey Rees. And that's the yellow. And just this routine black to complete a 4-1 victory and get the opening 2 points of the match
Corey Rees wins 4
for
points
Corey Rees. Well played, very, very solid indeed. Literally no errors, and when he did make a tiny error, he retrieved the situation with a fantastic shot. So let's get over to the betting office and join Gary.
Yeah, thanks, Kev. 4-1. We got that one wrong. I really, really thought that was a close match, that one. And I honestly, I thought Tom could cause a shock there, but I think we've got a new nickname now for Corey. I don't know about Gibbs. We've got to call him Mr. Perfecto because that was perfection.
Yeah, it was, and it's a great start for Corey. We can't take anything away from him.
No
yes,
way.
Tom Barley had a few errors in that match. There were a couple of misses, a couple of bad positional shots. But look at Corey. He looks in fine form, and it's going to be really interesting to see how he can continue that. He looks really steady. He doesn't look too nervous. He's not giving too much away. Where Tom, he looked very nervous in that match, and it'll be interesting to see how he recovers from that. Because a loss in your first frame, normally by the third match, you'll be going home.
Well, all them punters who's put their money on Liam Dunster this evening, I should imagine they'd be a little bit nervous now, weren't they? Seeing Corey there, that was absolutely 4-1. He's done it so easy as well, didn't he, Mark?
Yeah, he has, and it's really steadied him up now for the rest of this possibility of getting into the grand final on March the 20th. It's a great start, a great win, and he's going to have to play Liam Dunster next, so it'll be interesting to see how that comes out.
Well, I think Corey will be in a practice room now, but I don't think he'll have to practice too much for match 2, will he? Because after that, he was, well, Mr. Perfecto.
Yeah, he was. I mean, this next match, Liam Dunster against Dan Davey, is going to be pretty much incredible. I mean, you're going to have to join us on Sporty Stuff TV or at sportystuff.tv to watch that match at 10 o'clock, but that is going to be some match, definitely.
It's going to be a good night tonight at Paul, isn't it?
Every match it's going to be a classic.
I thought there'd be nerves tonight, but looking how Corey played there, he had no nerves at all, did he? He just absolutely come out there and he's played. And we thought Tom had come out, be a great big front runner this evening, do a great performance there. We got that one wrong, but as Mark said, our next match on this evening's on Sporty Stuff at just 10 o'clock, and what a match it is. It's an absolute classic, isn't it, Mark? And I can't wait. So we'll see you at 10 o'clock on Sporty Stuff TV.